Thank you so much for tuning in to Paige's Lessons. Whether you listen every single episode, week after week, hearing where I've been, or this is your first time, I'm just really grateful that you are taking the time for yourself to learn more about mental health, your fucking life. I mean, these stories that I share with you they could be really fucking heavy, or they could be really light and just something to be mindful of. Today, I wanted to share my overall journey being in Warsaw, Poland, which is the capital, which is also pronounced Warszawa, I believe. And I've already been in Poland. This is wrapping up almost a month. And my previous few episodes, you'll hear my takeaways of those other two cities that I stayed. But this is the last one before my next country. So staying in Warsaw was really it was a little bit different for me this time around. So I'm in my third city in Poland. I'm getting the hang of the language a little bit. The food, like the transportation is actually fucking amazing. Everything's really easy. My new place, my new Airbnb is really lovely. Everything's fine. But really what tipped me off was the fucking weather. So this was the first time that I'm actually seeing snow out of my whole abroad journey. And really, that just kind of freaked me out. I left July 4th. I left on the 4th of July from LA to London. And even when I was in the UK for like 3 months, the UK, yeah, it rained sometimes, but it was gorgeous. Like, I had a lovely summer. Then, went Western Europe, beautiful fall. I've been so spoiled with the weather. So immediately I land in Warsaw and it's cold as fuck. It's snowing. If you don't know, I am a baby when it comes to being cold. Like, I knew this. I knew going into, okay, Paige, you're going to do a backpacking trip. You're going to go to Western, Central, even Eastern Europe. It's going to get fucking cold. But I'll cross that bridge when I get there. And hey, here's the bridge and I'm here. So I definitely was just struggling personally, adapting to the winter. And I know a lot of people aren't as sensitive, or they love the snow. Like, they think it's magical. They think it's beautiful. I don't. I just don't. I'm a beach babe. I love the sunshine. Now, when I was there, I stayed for about a week. And I think there was maybe 2 out of the 7 days that actually had sunshine. And it was cold as fuck. So when it was sunny, those were the times that I was out, I was exploring. I went to this really cool Polish museum, which was like kind of showing a day in the life of a Polish person back in like, I don't know, like before the war, like the 40s, 50s, 60s, etc. I'll put the link in the show notes of like where the places that I visited and the foods and things like that, as always. But I also, walked around Old Town, and I went to quite a few malls because it was cold, and also it's like time for holiday shopping. So I'm really just like walking around, enjoying the city, enjoying myself, just kind of getting lost. And again, the transportation is so good. It's kind of been nice exploring that too. But the lesson that I want to really, there's actually 2 lessons today. The first lesson is be mindful of your environment and the impact that it has. And the follow-up of that, what do you want to fucking do about it? So this is a reality check, Paige. You are going to You're already in November. It's coming up on December. You are going to be in cold. You're going to be in snow. Unless you like dash to fucking Mexico next week, you're going to deal with the snow. And I think just first, can you have more awareness of your physical environment? Now, I'm just talking about the weather, but this may be for you, your friends, your family, the messages that you are constantly being around. Your fucking environment matters. There's that expression that's like you make up of like the 5 people that you're closest with or something like that, or your salary is among the most 5 people you hang out with, something like that. I'm butchering that expression, but to some extent, who you hang out with, the people that you have in your day-to-day conversations, what do you talk about? What is the attitude? What is the behavior? What is the spirit, the essence behind these relationships? Are you constantly complaining? Are you having bitching buddies? Are you inspiring each other, challenging each other, asking each other questions, like encouraging each other to grow? Like, who are you around? And then the physical aspect, your actual, weather-wise, the location. Are you around a bunch of coffee shops? Are you around just the straight up desert? Like, where are you in time and space right now? And is that location literally serving you? Is this a time that you need to move? Or even just travel to a different state for a weekend? Take a fucking road trip. Like, spice up your environment. That's the message today, is really spice it up and be curious about, because when you go on vacation sometimes and you're like, oh man, like I wish I could be here all the time, right? And maybe that's the weather or just, how relaxed you are, like whatever the circumstance, it's really good to change the environment sometimes. And that also can go back to what I was saying before about the people. Take a break from some people, right? Like take a vacation off from certain people in your life. Tell them, hey, I'll be right back, but I'm gonna do me for a little bit and see what that space creates for you. And moving forward for me, I need to just, I'm coaching myself at this point, but I need to work on, I don't need to do shit. I would like to work on, my intention is to work on a better relationship with cold weather. Because it's inevitable. And I still want to explore, I still want to do things. But the rest of my stay in Poland was not a very high level touristy. It was just, again, collecting myself, which majority of the month I've done. And so I also made this realization while I was in the waiting, while I was in the calm. This second lesson, you're getting 2 lessons in this episode, but this one kind of switching it up on you. But this really hit me today. The quote by Eleanor Roosevelt, "No one can make you feel inferior without your consent." To be honest, I'm sure I learned that quote in school sometime, but that quote actually only rings true for me when I watched The Princess Diaries when I was younger. That movie came out in 2004 or something. So that quote stuck with me. And the fact that if no one can make you inferior without your consent, that means you have so much power over your mind, your emotions, all the things. So I was listening. So that quote was kind of floating around. And I was listening to this song today. And the lyrics was literally you can't hurt me. Nothing's gonna hurt me. And I don't know what happened. It just, something just hit my soul. And I was able to just connect the dots. Because I've been kind of feeling a little lonely lately. I mean, the holidays are coming up. I'm solo traveling. My birthday is going to come eventually, and I will be alone, which is fine. That's my choice. I'm not complaining about it. I'm just being aware of my feelings. And I've also, when I do meet new people throughout my travels, I get feedback sometimes, or comments, I guess, of, oh my God, you're solo traveling? I could never do that. I only want to go with another person. You're crazy for doing that. You're XYZ for doing that. So I would get a lot of people's projections. But, this message of anything that anyone says to me is ultimately my choice if I'm going to let that impact my day or not. It's kind of the sticks and stones may break my bones kind of really old school saying, but it's really true. Because am I going to put value on another person's language of what their opinion is about my life? And the answer is no. Someone could literally attack me with their words. They could say something really hurtful. They could troll me. They could just have a negative opinion. And everyone's entitled to their opinion. But, and this also happens too, on social media. Sometimes I get really nasty comments. But it's my choice of, am I going to let that impact me? And the answer is no. Going back to Eleanor Roosevelt's quote, I do not give consent that this is going to impact my life. This is not going to negatively impact me. I am not going to take this. Nothing is going to hurt me. Nothing can hurt me because I create my reality. I create my dream life. I am the one waking up every single day, looking at the mirror. Paige is in front of me. No one else is in front of me. I'm going to grow old with myself, so I better love how I look. I'm constantly questioning, self-reflection, meeting people, trying new things, sitting with my emotions. I got me, and that's it. And so for you out there listening, who the fuck is hurting you? And are you giving them consent to do that? Are you allowing that to impact your life? The next time some bullshit fucking happens, and we're not perfect. It's definitely going to hurt our egos. But the next time some shit rolls down, how do you want to handle that? If you have either that quote by Eleanor Roosevelt or some idea of nothing can hurt me, that just feels so fucking empowering. And I really encourage you to think about, how can I be more empowered today? How can I remember that I have choices? And what do I need to do to create my dream life? If any of that resonated with you, I'm happy to have a conversation. You can go to the show notes. You can send me an email. You can connect with me on social media. I also have a newsletter that you can subscribe to. There's plenty of ways to get a hold of me. That's all for now. Thank you, Poland, for being there a whole month. Lots of lessons, lots of insight, and I cannot wait for the next country. Stay tuned.
If you're enjoying these episodes and walking away feeling more motivated and inspired, then you would be a great fit for my coaching community. Every Wednesday, I create a newsletter that's designed just for badasses like you to overcome any hurdles that are getting in the way from creating the life you want to live. Each week, you'll receive my favorite strategies and best tips for strengthening your lifestyle habits, overcoming limiting beliefs, and learn how to set measurable goals toward a life that supports your values. If this sounds like a good fit that you want to subscribe to, click the link in the show notes to opt in, and I'll see you on the other side. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to help support the podcast, please share it with others. Post about it on social media or head over to your favorite podcast platform to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Subscribing and posting a review helps to improve engagement and is essential for the podcast to be discovered by new listeners. Thanks again for listening, and remember, every day provides a lesson. Take care.